Welcome, everyone. We are Venom.
Are we? Or
No,
are
no, no,
we
no,
Nerd
no.
Variety?
No, we are. We are. We're Nerd Variety
We're the
Podcast.
Venom
What's up?
version of Nerd Variety.
Yes, we've been
No,
venomized.
we don't. Well,
Yes.
no, we haven't. We don't eat people yet. So,
Wait, we don't?
not yet.
We came up with that rule.
Well, we'll see how the rest of the year goes. It's only the second week of 2024. So let's give it.
Yeah,
Let's
by
give
the
it
way,
some time.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah,
Happy New Year,
Happy New Year.
2024.
indeed.
Yeah. I'm Josh, and I'm joined by Hayden.
Hi, I'm Hayden.
Yes, and also Matt Burton.
What it do? We back again.
Yep, we'll always be back. This episode we're giving you our full spoiler. I say that again, spoiler full review of Spider-Man 2, the game, the one that came out last year for. Yes, it did count for PS4 at all?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think it did.
Well,
It didn't because one of our. No, it didn't because one of our buddies was pissed about it.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. So
Yeah.
Sony's PS5 Spider-Man 2, and this one has Peter Parker and Miles and some other colorful characters that we'll get into.
And MJ.
And MJ. That's why I said colorful characters that we'll get into. I've heard nothing but great things from y'all, from my coworkers, from the internet as a whole. I have not, as we stated before, I think Hayden got it and has beaten it twice.
I've beaten it like
3 times.
Actually.
Five times?
4 or 5. I lost count.
Oh my gosh.
I lose count after 4.
Wait, so you went from 3 to 5 in the last 2 months? Jeez.
Yes.
And the last time we talked about it, Matt was going to get it, and then he's also finished it, correct, Matt?
Yes, I got it. I beat it. I am now still currently doing side missions, and I'm almost completely 100%ed it.
Awesome.
For the first time. Who knows if I'll ever do it again? Because I can't be like Hayden. I can't play it 5 times. Maybe twice for sure.
I'm definitely also going to play it again when New Game Plus comes out.
I'm definitely playing it when New Game Plus comes out.
You have to.
Yeah.
I still have not played it. I will play it in the future, but I'm good. Just talk about it, just enjoy y'all's feelings about it. I'm cool. It's a game. I'm not as hyped about spoilers for I'm not as in. I'm good. I've had the first game spoiled for me already, so I'll even though I haven't finished that, but it's fine. I will play it eventually.
Did you play?
If anything.
What was that, Hayden?
Did you play Miles Morales?
No, I haven't beaten the first game yet.
So you haven't even played the second one?
I had the first one spoiled for me, so what does it matter? It's like it's going to be a long time before I can get to it.
Yeah.
Before my roommate gets it, and I play it after he's finished with
it. He's told me that several times because what would happen was I'd finish a part of it, and we'd get on Fortnite, and I'd be like, Josh, I just finished this part of Spider-Man 2, and oh my god! And he'd be like, yeah, you can go ahead and tell me because it's gonna be a while before I play it anyway. And I was like, bro.
Dang.
It's fine. It's fine. So, but yes. So let's start with the plot. Take it away.
Okay, I'll let you go first on this one.
So the plot, it picks up, I want to say like, I don't know why, I want to say like 6 months after Miles Morales. But I don't quote me on that because I could be way off.
I think you're right.
Yeah. And basically it's you get started that super villains are being specifically the Sinister Six, you notice, and Sandman are being attacked and chased by Kraven the Hunter, which you learn that pretty early on. And as well, Harry comes back into the picture, having been in the tank that you see him in the first game and at the post credits of the second of Miles Morales. So you knew that he had like the symbiote because you saw him with it in the tank, so that's how he's like all healed and everything. That's not really a spoiler unless you haven't played the first two, like Josh. So, um, yeah, that's basically the starting point here.
Yeah, and from there it picks up. And I didn't play Miles Morales either, but I watched a full cutscene movie for it, and I thought it was great. But yeah, you pick up from there, and it goes, it starts, and like you want to keep going because there's so much to the story. Like I love the fact that Harry has the symbiote. Harry's the one with the symbiote, not Eddie, and like because it adds a whole nother dynamic to the Venom symbiote
Yeah.
when he finally does come out, and like you get and you can see Miles, both Peter and Miles, and the different struggles they have, and the similar struggles they have, and how each of them deal with it. And it's a ride from start to finish. And can I just say, Craven is one of, I've said it before on our previous podcast. Craven's one of my favorite Marvel villains, especially Spider-Man villains. But man, he is just out there. Like he is.
Menacing.
I'm going to hunt you, and I have everything to catch you. Like you're not gonna evade me. Like you will get caught.
Yeah, he's prepared.
What
He's
do you?
well prepared to take on everybody.
Oh yeah, and like him just spoiler alert, which we've said enough times now that I won't say it anymore. But the way he off Scorpion, bruh, what? I was like,
Vicious.
yo, I was like, yo, they didn't have to go this hard off the rip. Like, yo, wait a minute, hold on, slow it down.
Yeah, like he gets stabbed with Scorpion's venom thing,
And he's
like
just
his
like, I don't
tail.
care.
And then he just
Yeah,
like, is that all you got? You know, like pulls it out, and I think he impales Scorpion with his own tail.
yeah, he does. He impales him with his own stinger, and you're just like, okay, like we know Craven's a
Um,
badass,
um,
but this is kind of like, yo,
um, so that takes care of one of my questions I was going to ask y'all later. Well, that at least that answers a question that I would have. That's something I would have responded. I would have answered with that plot point. But wow, I was not expecting
yeah,
that. I was also not
yeah,
expecting that they would give the symbiote to Harry. That is, I've never heard of them doing that at all.
You know, and
Like I
me
don't know if
either.
y'all read that in comics anywhere, but I have never seen that anywhere,
it was
and that
never
makes that's a
comics to
genius
my
move.
knowledge, but I like it. And for some reason, so many people before launch were questioning, like, oh, who's actually going to be Venom? Is it going to be this person? That person? It's like, dude, no, it's obviously going to be Harry. Like, they've
Yeah,
led up to it so much. It's so obvious. Like it would have been cool if it was a twist where it was like Craven or something, but
Oh
no,
no!
it
Oh no!
was
No!
definitely gonna
no,
be Harry.
right, yeah. And I love that. Like I said, it adds a whole nother dynamic because when you see Harry come back, both MJ and Peter are both very, very excited. They're happy to see him. And like Peter is like, he's pretty much over the moon because now he's got a handle on his powers. He knows how to be Spider-Man to the best of his ability. He's got a homie in Miles that can help him out when he needs it. Him and MJ are going, they're having their issues, but they're going smoothly. So to have his best friend back, he is like, okay, yeah, everything is great.
And I just want to say that reveal for when you see Harry actually use the symbiote for the first time, that's a whole awesome sequence in
Oh yeah,
itself. But I just love him popping up and holding up like the whole roller coaster thing, and
yeah,
and just hearing Peter go, Harry, and Harry goes,
yep,
Peter.
yep. I was like, okay. Like I think I actually clapped after that. I was like, all right, bravo, bravo. I was like, that's dope. And then,
That this is sounds amazing.
oh, dude, it that whole sequence is chaos
It is.
This
because
makes me want to play even more now.
I figured doing this
Continue.
episode would
Continue the
make
plot.
you want to hype. But so
Yeah.
what happens with that scene is Craven is hunting all the Sinister Six and all the supervillains. So Tombstone is working at the carnival as a mechanic, and like that's another plot that they that's another thing that they did that I really liked. A lot of the supervillains from the last game are reformed. So you got Tombstone like making an honest living as a mechanic for the carnival. And so like what happens is Craven's hunters come and attack him. And they basically end up blowing up the whole carnival and the roller coaster and the Ferris wheel and all that. And so, like Hayden said, Harry just comes out, uses the symbiote, and like catches one of the coasters, one of the car tracks, and it's just like, whoa! Like Hayden said, you hear Peter go, Harry? Like that was his ultimate what the fuck? Like, yo. So it
I
starts
mean,
off that heavy.
question, but Venom is still Venom is was supposed to be voiced by Tony Todd. That still happened, right? It's
Yeah.
still Harry in there, but you hear it's Tony Todd's voice.
Once Venom fully comes out, much later in the story, it's voiced by
Okay.
Todd.
Okay. That makes
Yeah, and and might might I add, freaking terrifying Venom.
Yeah, he does a
Just
great job.
just yeah, for real.
it's
It's
Tony Todd.
wild.
He gave us Candyman and Zoom from the Flash show. He
Right.
is a menace. Like Jay Jonah
Yeah.
says, Peter Spider Man's a menace. Tony Todd is a freaking menace.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what is interesting too in the game
Legit.
is what's interesting is
Uh,
that at the first time that Harry comes out with the symbiote and everything, he eventually does start fighting crime alongside Peter and Miles as Agent Venom. Although
yeah.
that's
And
the
the
like inspiration for the costume and everything. He doesn't actually call himself Agent Venom, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And
yeah, when he first pops out.
yeah, you see him and you can fight crime with him in the city too.
Yeah. When he first pops out as it with the Agent Venom suit, because I was wondering like when I saw the reveal about it, I was like, I wonder how they're gonna get to the whole the actual Venom suit. So Harry pops out as Agent Venom, and then you start seeing him fight crime and what he can do, and then you actually get to play as him as Agent Venom, escaping from one of the plot things. So you get to figure out like what his power set is, and it's freaking awesome.
You don't get to play as
It,
Agent Venom.
I thought you did.
You play as
In the
Venom,
yeah, for sure.
but not
You
Agent.
definitely play as. I thought you played as Harry when you were escaping from the thing after you were trying to go rescue with Tombstone.
No.
Okay, so that's Spider-Man going through there. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a part where you see what Venom can do as you go to rescue Tombstone, and it's just like okay. And then they have their double team moves that set up,
Yeah.
and it's like, man, that's too cool. The way they set each other up to finish off enemies is dope.
And
Sounds
actually,
like oh sorry, I was gonna say it sounds like what you get from like the Arkham Knight games when Batman goes to fight crime with his like sidekicks, like or well, Robin, Nightwing, and Catwoman. in that
Yep.
game.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it's like.
Hayden, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say, actually, one of my favorite like interactions probably happens in that time when you go to the Foundry with Agent Venom and or with Harry, and Peter. I don't know why. It's just a little thing where Peter's like, "Okay, so what's the plan?" And Harry's just like, "I think we should get him." And Peter's just like, "What? What?"
I mean, Harry doesn't do
Really
this, so
bad.
Yeah.
Harry doesn't do this. He
Yeah.
just, he's just like, I got powers now. I guess we just go in there.
For real.
Right. But yeah, that part made me laugh. I was
So as
like,
far so y'all, what else? What other big plot points were there in the game? Like, I mean, y'all mentioned okay, Harry with the Venom suit with the symbiote, him Miles teaming up, Craven going after the supervillains, and eventually them. What happens? How does it kind of? Where's the progression there?
Well, one thing that I thought was really cool and that actually took me by surprise was, and it was more the timing of it. The first time you play as MJ, and I don't know if you remember the MJ sections in Spider-Man 1, they were not all
I
that
do.
great.
I do.
And they were kind of a slog.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't really remember him that well.
MJ is way more badass in this one.
Oh yeah.
He gets more and more like powerful as a character as you get into her missions. But her very first mission, you're going to rescue the lizard, well, Doc Connors, in like this zoo that they've taken,
Zoo?
hunters
Yep.
have taken over, and then eventually they start like getting caught, I think. And that's when like Peter and Harry show up. And then, like, while that's playing out, Peter gets stabbed. And then to save him, the symbiote bonds to him and gives
Yep.
him the black suit that we end up being able to play with for a good bit of the game. Not as long as I would have liked, but a good bit of the game.
Right. And also, and that's when you get freaking Menace Peter that just does not care
Yeah.
about
Bully,
anybody or their
Bully
feelings.
McGuire. Bully
Yeah.
McGuire, like in Spider-Man
Yeah.
3.
Cause
You get
that man, one of
Menace Fury.
his line, yeah, one of his lines that made me be like, oh, he really don't care. Cause after Harry gives up the suit, like he starts having his sickness all over again, and so like he's feeling weak and tired, and so he's taking his medicine and all that, and him and MJ go in to talk to Harry about it, and Harry said something to Peter, and Peter goes, "Why don't you take some more pills and tell me how you really feel?" It's like, dude,
He's like, why don't you pop some more pills and tell us how you.
dude, yeah,
The
exactly,
audacity. The yo.
yeah, and it's just it's it's like, bro, that's your best friend. What are you doing?
Yeah. But I mean, he's also a menace too when he's wearing this suit and trying to find Miles later when he gets kidnapped. That's like a great scene. Um,
Yeah,
because he's like
that's
interrogating.
a significant chunk of the game too.
He's like crawling there and he's not crawling, that's in the first one. He like goes up to this guy, he's like, where is he? Where? And
Yep.
he like uses the tendrils to pick up a jeep and he holds it over the guy and the guy's just like that way. And
Yeah.
that was it.
Like,
As
you
a
tell me
smart
where
as a
Spider
smart
Man
henchman would
is.
do.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because Peter, like, absolute menace. And then the other thing is he starts taking it out on MJ too, and it's just like, bro, like, yo, like she is doing everything in her power to help you, and you just like that symbiote is making you like not realize what's going on.
Speaking of MJ, we're skipping a bit here, but we're gonna try to rush this along to get bullet points. So later, once Peter doesn't have the symbiote and it goes back to Venom, which, you know what? I just realized this seems like a major plot hole, but let me finish my point first. Um, Once Venom is created and Harry has it, he goes to MJ and turns her into Scream. If
Yeah, that
you're
was
familiar with
dope.
who Scream is, she's a symbiote, another symbiote, like Venom, but is
I
very.
have seen some cuts, some some gameplay footage of that fight, and I was like, "Yo!" the
It was
thing
a
she
tough
said.
Yeah, that
It was a tough fight, like the first time, maybe the first two times. After that, it's just like super easy.
right. Yep, I agree. Um, yeah, that fight and like the way she, like you said, Josh, the way she like is berating him the whole time they're fighting. It's just like, yeah, and you could tell subconsciously that some of that was MJ, but like, it was stuff that MJ was willing to put up with, but Scream just let it all out, and you're just like, okay, like you, I know you don't mean it, but I know you feel that.
But you know what? That did make me think a major plot point in like the middle section of the game when Harry or when Peter has the symbiote is that he tries to give it back to Harry to save him and he can't. But then I'm just thinking, why is he not able to do that, but later Venom is able to turn the entire city and he's able to give the symbiote to the entire city basically.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. That threw me off as well. I was like, what is going on here?
Um, Porke, what? Huh?
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Regular people get turned into symbiotes, and you have to fight them.
Oh no, that's. I don't.
basically the plot to Web of Shadows, which is a fantastic game. It's a fantastic Spider-Man game, but a lot of people have been criticizing Spider-Man 2 for kind of ripping it off. I think they're both great in their own rights, and I think they both do it pretty differently. But I mean, I'm a fan of Web of Shadows. That's like my favorite Spider-Man game of all time, so I'm not complaining.
And Web of Shadows came out like what, like almost 20 years ago. Is that right? No, not 20 years. About 10, 15 years ago. Over that.
10,
Like I think it
15,
came out in 08.
that. Not 10 years ago, more like 15 probably.
Yeah. So what's a little nod or a little like like I guess tribute that.
Yeah.
Oh, and let me. We've talked a lot about the Peter plots. Let me talk a little about some of the Miles plot. Man, Miles' story is heavy because he basically Craven is hunting all the supervillains, and so like he goes to there's a transport that is transporting Martin Lee, Mr. Negative, and another supervillain, and the hunters take down the transport, and Martin Lee escapes, and Miles spends a good chunk of the game wanting revenge for his dad with Martin Lee. So he spends a good chunk of the game like searching for him and trying to find him and dealing with having those thoughts of wanting revenge and dealing with acts don't let it get to you that bad, and he's dealing with his own emotions about it. And the way they cap that off with him actually forgiving Martin and them working together to save Peter was freaking beautiful to me.
I thought Miles had a great story. I really liked Miles in this, especially. I liked him in his own game too. I just like Miles as a character. I
I
feel
do
like he
too.
didn't
I
get
love Miles.
I feel like he didn't get the respect he deserved.
But yeah, like I was saying about Miles' story and the way they pay it off, but I mean through his story as well. Like you see him struggling to live up to Peter's expectations, and not only Peter's expectations or what he thinks Peter's expectations are, but you see him trying to live up to the standard that his dad raised him to be. And like for me, that hit a personal note because me having having lost my father and being really close to him, that hit a personal note for me, and I thought the way they handled that was beautiful. Like you even get this emotional point where when Miles is kidnapped, Peter's still wearing a black suit, and like he's being all aggressive and stuff, and Miles' mom Rio calls him, and she's like, I can't find him, I haven't heard from him, you have to go find him. And he snaps at her, he's like, I said I'm on it, right? And then like as he goes to leave, she says, all he ever talks about is wanting to be like you. She's like, he doesn't talk about his friends or his girlfriend. She talk all he ever talks about is wanting to be like you and living up to what you taught him to be. So she basically was saying, you better find that.
And
Find him and find that again, because like this ain't you.
speaking of like big emotional points,
Go
like
ahead.
it's a great point where when Peter finally rips off the symbiote, because like Miles, it's a fight between Miles and Peter, and you obviously play as Miles. So, yeah, and Peter just has this whole thing, and he's like, Miles is just like, I know you can be better. You're better than this. You need to fight it. And he's just like, I know, but it's so hard. And then he just like starts ripping it off, and it's a whole thing, and he rips it off his chest, and it's a great moment,
It's a great moment, and you see after that they're on a roof and they're talking, and all you can tell how much Miles means to Peter because he is so thankful, and like you can see just the pain knowing what he did while he had the suit on. You can see the pain that he caused Miles and everybody else, and you could see how much he regretted it and how grateful he was for Miles to save him. It was it was amazing how
and
they played that.
speaking of that too, I just want to make a point. This is sort of a tangent here, but as as great as Asterion was in Baldur's Gate 3, Yuri Lowenthal, I think, was much better as Peter in Spider-Man 2, and I think he deserved the award at the Game Awards for Best Voice Actor.
Yeah. That role probably him as Spider-Man. He's got a lot more of a connection to that role than I think most things that he's done, and that's a role where you can. There's a lot of emotional moments or emotional points that that give him a chance to shine through and really throw in that emotion, those feelings that and that connection he has with the character.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Who won the award this year at the Game Awards? I didn't hear you. You broke up right there.
Sorry, I don't remember the actor's name, but it's the guy who voiced Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an amazing game.
And then the moment that you
Any
get
other
as Venom and you go through it, and that's when you kill Craven. It's one.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
That is my favorite section of the game because you play as Venom and you can just literally yeet people across buildings and not care. Like you just like
That sounds amazing.
one of his powers is literally grabbing people by the face, and you can either choose to like slam them or throw them, and it's so much fun. I love it. Like I was
Oh,
literally just throwing people across buildings and stuff. It's
the catharsis. Right, Matt?
yeah, it was. Yep,
People have said
yep.
it. I think there should be a Venom game. I would love it. I don't know that it would work in the story, how that's all working out now, but I still think it would be great.
You and
I
me
think
both agree
from
on
the
that. We said
I was
it
going
several times on this podcast.
I think from the leak that is going to be in the works along with a Spider-Man, along with Spider-Man 3, Sony PS5, whatever PS6, whenever it comes out when it's ready. That game is coming. Spider-Man 3 is coming out. I've heard I think from the leak Venom is coming out too.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
I'll
Yeah.
be honest, I haven't paid any attention to any of the Insomniac leak stuff because I'm like, I trust them with what they're gonna do. I don't really care about leaks. I'll see it when they release it legitimately.
Yeah, I
I
get
agree.
that, yeah, you want $2 million would be great right now, but the Insomniac Sony that Insomniac hasn't been is like they've been there, they've been good like for all this time. They've given us so many bangers. Um and they're just gonna leak all their crap out, all their plans. They have some good plans though. I didn't want to look at any like any too many game details. I think they were talking about like whole like plot points and for games, and it's like y'all, yeah, that's not. I did like the timeline of games they said they were going to be releasing though. Any more big plot points for the game?
I don't know if it's really a plot point, but again, we've already said spoilers. The
Mhm.
boss, the final freaking fight.
It's awesome.
What in the world? Yeah, it's awesome, but also, how in the hell do you beat a Venom with wings?
Oh no!
Yeah,
Yeah,
wings, and
Oh no!
it's pretty awesome.
it's awesome and terrifying as I don't know what. Like I literally, me, Josh, that was one of the nights we said we were gonna play Fortnite, and it took me forever because I had just got to that point when y'all asked, and I was like, I gotta finish this. I was like, I don't care. I gotta finish this. This motherfucker has wings. Like, yo, I need to finish this out.
Let me see how this ends. Let me see this through.
Yeah, because it was freaking awesome. It's one of the most terrifying versions of Venom I've ever seen. It's like this thing. There's a part where he breaks out and he flies up to the top of a building and just sits there for a second. And you're just like, no. Like, how do you fight that?
You'd have to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, and they had a time with it.
I believe it.
Or you'd have to be two Spider-Men.
Yeah, you
Yep, that's what you
you
need.
need at least one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just so
Oh,
satisfying being able to like control both of them and just punch and take turns
Oh
punching.
yeah, yep.
just
That was a lot of
keep
fun.
hitting it, keep hitting it.
It's almost like that. I think it was God of War 3 when you fight Zeus and it tells you just to keep punching until the screen goes completely red
Yeah.
and you just keep punching. It was almost like that. It didn't last as long though.
Yeah. Wow. I, I need to play this game. I need to
Yes,
finish
yes,
Spider-Man
you do.
1. I need to play Miles Morales, and then I need to play this game. This sounds awesome.
Yes.
It's freaking
Uh
awesome.
so yeah, what a story. I'm surprised I haven't heard more about it. It's been like 3 months. I'm surprised I haven't heard more about like the plot points. All I've heard about is, Mary Jane getting the symbiote on her, and of course Peter and going symbiote and Craven. But everyone's been pretty tight-lipped. So
Yeah. Not
but
us.
Not
yeah,
us,
well,
not
I mean, it's been
anymore.
it's been 3 months. I'm sure people have watched. But yeah, we have a good plot summary though. So, my question for y'all: what was your favorite mission in the game? I think y'all mentioned a couple. But what is your favorite mission? Pick one.
Hayden.
You go first, man.
Okay. Um, probably I don't know. It might be the mission of the Miles mission where he has to go rescue that one guy when the building is sinking. Just because the way he has to move through it as it's going into the water, and then he's like trying to save the guy, and then it ends up being one of the. Was it? It wasn't a bad guy, was it? It
Yeah,
might
are
have
you talking
been.
about the ship where they're trying
Yeah, when the ship.
to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, where the ship was sinking, and he has to crawl through it.
yeah,
Like that was one of my favorite missions. Also, there was the mission where oh yeah, they drugged him on that's why. Because they drugged him on the ship. And so like as he's fighting through it, he's dealing with all these mental things like the people in his life are like mentally he's going through it where he thinks that they're doubting him and they're saying all this negative stuff and he has to fight through it and he shows some mental fortitude to get through. That's one of my favorite ones. The other one is obviously the Venom one is my favorite one.
I was gonna say probably playing as Venom just because it's such a unique part of the game because there's not a lot else like it. However, um I do love the first time you get to take control of the symbiote suit as Spider-Man.
Yeah, the anti Venom suit.
Not the anti-venom suit. That's pretty cool, but just the symbiote suit.
Oh yeah, the symbiote suit's dope, and the anti venom suit is dope as well.
Yeah.
The anti excuse me, the anti venom suit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Miles and Mr. Negative go into Peter's subconscious to try to rescue him from the symbiote, and basically they end up turning it into anti-venom instead of venom, basically, instead of the symbiote suit. So it's white and then black.
yeah,
Instead of being black.
Okay, okay. Okay, I think I've seen that suit or that color scheme before.
that is my
In
favorite
some
Peter suit, by the way.
nice, nice.
My favorite Peter suit is the classic black suit because that's just the best.
I do love the classic black suit, but my favorite one
Specifically
is
the
the
purple variation.
Mm,
yeah. I like
yeah,
that one too. My
I know what
favorite.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Josh, go ahead. You got another question?
I just said that I can see that suit. I've seen that suit and like I've seen that suit somewhere, but I know what you're talking about. Um,
Yeah.
I like that y'all added your favorite suits. Those that are in the game. Was there any new suits in the game besides those? Or
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, there's so many suits.
There's
I
also
kind of
there's also Miles's new suit that
yeah.
everybody is giving so much crap about.
I like Miles's new suit.
I do too. I don't mind it actually, and it has some decent variations. I think
Yeah,
the issue is that it was basically what like an Adidas commercial.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But my favorite Miles suit is actually the Forever suit,
Oh yeah, the
which
Forever
is
suit is great. It's Wakanda.
yeah, yeah,
Ooh,
it's his
nice.
Black Panther variation suit. I love it, especially
Also,
specifically the purple one.
yeah, for sure. I love the purple one. That's my favorite to play as.
Yep.
Sounds like y'all have a thing for purple suits.
I do. Could you tell with my outfit I like purple?
Yeah, dead giveaway.
Um,
What improvements did y'all notice like in this game
the
from the previous ones?
I
What
like
was that?
The what was better?
I like the combat more. There's a stronger emphasis on combat, especially over stealth in this game, which a lot of people
Yep.
don't like. I think it works really well. And I still do quite a bit of stealth, to be honest. Um, but I just like a lot of the quality of life improvements. Plus, to me, it was really nice that they kind of took a step back on how many things they give you. Like a lot of people are complaining that there aren't as many gadgets and everything. I think they've made some better gadgets, and I think they've made it so that you're more likely to use the gadgets that you have.
Yep. I basically stuck with the 4 basic gadgets that you originally get. Like my favorite one to use was the concussion one.
Yeah.
Like I use that one all the time. But one of the improvements that I love now, the swinging in the first one was pretty smooth, but the swinging in this one is even smoother, and I freaking like it. It's so much fun to just swing through the city because of how smooth it is.
I also love the web wings.
Yeah, the web wings.
I use the web wings a lot.
There was a couple of things that bothered me, and that's basically because of coordination issues due to CP. The web wings was one, but once I inverted it and kind of dealt with it, I fixed it. It got better. The web wings was one, and the prowler stashes was the other thing that I got a hang of. I got a hang of it now, but like when I first started, I was like, this is rough.
Yeah.
But it eventually worked itself out. And I can't fault them for that because, like I said, it's mostly to do with my disability instead of the game itself.
So that you said that's something you didn't like from the game, the web wings.
The At first the controls were a little tough, but like after I got the hang of it, yeah, those are fun. I use them all the time now.
Okay, but is there anything that y'all didn't like about the game?
I didn't like that it
Should have been.
I didn't like the runtime. I thought it should have been longer. It was about the same length as the first one, which is fine, but I mean, also at this point, I'm so used to replaying the first one with all the DLC, which adds like 6.5 hours or something. So I'm just ready for the DLC,
Right.
where we're
Um.
almost positively gonna fight Carnage, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Oh
awesome.
man,
Um.
Venom,
One of the
if
suits
Venom's
that I
bad.
actually unlocked today. Oh yeah. One of the suits that I unlocked actually today was Miles's maximum carnage suit, and I'm like, oh my god, please don't put that man in this game, because if you put that man in this game, it's over. But I feel like it's gonna happen because the flame guy is gonna be him. I feel like.
Yeah, it's Cletus Cassidy. They say that outright.
Oh, so Cletus does show up in this game in some form.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh Lord. Yeah, if that's not a DLC, that's going to be a Spider-Man 3 or a
He
Venom game, and it's going to
he
be
drops a line.
rough.
He drops a line in there where you know it's him, and you know they're gonna set that up, and you're just like, oh no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a big
But
If,
let's see.
if Venom with
Yeah.
wings is bad,
I
imagine Carnage.
yeah, yeah. But I agree with Hayden. The runtime is something I felt like it should have been longer. I feel like there should have been more sections with Venom. I think in total you get what, two,
one.
if even that, or it's just one really long one.
Yeah.
But it should have been long. We should have got more. On it, and honestly, I feel like I wish you could play with more of the side characters too, because Miles and Peter aren't the only ones you team up with, and Agent Venom, they're not the only ones you team up with. And
You have to
wish you could have yep. And I wish you could choose a companion for certain things,
yeah.
and
Hayden,
take both of them at the same time and choose which one you want to control.
Hayden, I think you cut out there for a second. Did you say there's another character, another side character?
Yeah, I said you play with alongside Wraith.
Wraith?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's Yuri Watanabe, the police captain from the first.
Oh, so she gets a suit, a Venom, a symbiote, or
No,
Mm-hmm. She was
she doesn't
oh,
get a
she's
symbiote.
the police chief Yeah, the captain. No, she just becomes her own. She becomes her own vigilante.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I can. That's something I can see for Spider-Man
Yeah,
3.
and she's
Um,
dope as hell.
them having, okay, you're playing as one of the main heroes, but you can also choose a supporting side character, sidekick. I think that'll be. Sounds like it'll be a fun addition if they do it right.
Speaking of, they also set up
Agreed.
Silk at the end of the game.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's about to have some more relationship trouble. Wait,
Oh,
how like
Silk
well
is
how
pretty
how
young. We try not to sexualize her.
oh okay. So anyone listening in comics, Peter and Silk, Cindy are the same age. So, and they have a thing going on where they can't be alone for too long because of their spider compatibility, heating things up. But in this one, they've made her on the younger side. So,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
yeah.
Uh,
Also, the end credit scene, like the post credit scene,
Yeah.
we in for it. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna spoil nothing else, but we in for it.
okay. Keep your secrets. Keep your secrets. And y'all mentioned your holy crap moments with Craven killing Scorpion.
Venom killing Craven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Venom popping wings.
Yep. Yep. And the design team did a great job because that looked so real. Like it looked like it fit. Like it looked like they were meant to be there.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, wow. This game sounds. I can't say it enough. This game sounds amazing. I want to play it. I'm sure people who have played it, would agree with y'all. And yeah, I think from what they've leaked from Insomniac, I'll just say that I saw Spider-Man 3, Venom, and Spider-Verse game potentially. I don't know how that's going to work out, but that's going to be that sounds like a fun idea, especially with all the customization that you can do with your spider character.
They do tease the Spider-Verse in Spider-Man 2.
Oh,
They
cool,
do.
cool. Well, that definitely makes more sense given the announcement of a Spider-Verse game. But yeah, so that is our full review discussion of Spider-Man 2. Did you play it? What'd you think? Do we miss anything? Let us know.
If you
Couple
didn't love it, tell us why you're wrong.
tell us what's wrong with you and who hurt you.
Yeah.
So we'll have some other episodes coming out soon. We're planning to do a Flash discussion. We're also looking at having a TMNT discussion with some guests. And on January 28th, we'll be with American Warrior Wrestling Alliance for their Warriors show. It's going to be at the Governor's Gun Club, and me and Matt are looking forward to that. We'll be involved to a degree. So yeah, if you're listening to this and you're in the Kennesaw area, come out and check it out.
And you want to come meet us? We're hoping Hayden can make it as well. But if you want to come meet us, we'll be there.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
All right. What was that, Hayden?
I just said yeah.
All right. Any last things?
Nope.
Nah, I'm just ready. I'm ready for the next one.
Yep.
Yep.
Sooner than you
Ready
think.
for the next one. Yep.
Sooner than you think. But until then, nerd out.
Nerd out.
Nerd out.